As a parent of a middle school student, in a few days you'll be receiving the middle school report. The middle school report will look something like this. The MIP general grade is a grade that's awarded at the end of each semester, so you won't see that on the quarter one report. What you will see is the criteria for the subject, in this case language A, which has 3 criteria, A, B and C. You will also see the non-academic behaviours listed here. If there are 3 criteria, why do we only have one number? Well, in the middle school, each student needs to have at least 2 pieces of assessment evidence before we can include their grade on the report. So in this case, you might see that for criterion A, we have 2 or more pieces of assessment evidence. But for criterion B and C, these have not yet been completed, but will be completed by the end of the semester. You will see that all of the non-academic behaviours have been recorded. The most important thing to understand when you read the report is that although the criterion levels have a maximum of 10 in this case, and the achievement level is 7, this does not mean 7 out of 10. So what does that number 7 mean? For this, we need to go to Edline. If we click on the middle school page, we will then find the criterion or the modified criterion for each particular course. So here you can see grade 6 assessment criteria and grade 7 and 8 assessment criteria. If we click on the grade 6 assessment criteria, we will find modified criteria for the grade 6 subjects. It will take a few seconds to download. Once it's downloaded, you can see here that we have a cover page and then a table of contents. The table of contents will allow you to find each individual subject and the criteria related to those subjects. The one we were just looking at was language A. So here we have language A, criteria A, B and C. Criterion A is content, and then we have our achievement level and a descriptor that explains what that achievement level means. On the report that we just looked at, if we go back to that, we can see that for criterion A, this student demonstrated understanding in the achievement level of 7. A description of what that means is the student demonstrates a good understanding of the text and topic and some awareness of the author's choice using some detail, development and support. In creative work, pieces show some imagination or sensitivity. The student generally employs literary or non-literary features that generally serve the context or intention. It also states that terminology is usually accurate or appropriate. Generally, this means that the student has demonstrated a good level of understanding in this particular criterion A, content in language A. You will also see on the report that we have a comment for quarter 1. In this comment, the teacher has highlighted something or an area that the student has demonstrated really well, an area that the student needs to work on or an area for growth. They have commented on the student's behavior, and they've also given some information or some advice on what the student could improve upon to improve their level throughout the rest of the semester. We look forward to welcoming you to the parent-teacher conferences at the end of this week, where we can spend more time face-to-face discussing the middle school report card.